What's up, you guys? It's your girl Amber, and today we're going to talk about all the things that are affecting our country today. Now, as you guys may know, there have been so many killings of black people throughout our existence, and it's always just been a fight. But lately, there has been so many during quarantine that has sparked up our anger, our hurt, and our voices. And just to name a few that have happened during quarantine, there's been Breonna Taylor, who was gunned down by the police entering her apartment, filling her apartment up with bullets without notice, shooting her 8 times. Ahmaud Arbery was jogging in his neighborhood and was ran down by some men and lynched before our eyes. Tony McDade, a trans black man, was killed by the cops. And all of you guys have seen what has been going on and what happened to George Floyd. Now, what pisses me off is that every single time a black person is killed, there's always this narrative that is created in media or social media of, oh, well, cops kill more white people, without taking into account the amount of white people versus black people in this country, and that how that percentage is so much higher when you take that into account. Or how people go, oh, well, there's so much black on black crime, y'all kill each other, without realizing what my friend Brittany Brown likes to call the proximity effect. When you're segregated, and black people are segregated, and people are affected by their surroundings. So yeah, there might be black on black crime in neighborhoods, but there's a lot of suburban on suburban crime as well. So I'm so tired of that narrative. It's an excuse. And so when we hear it, it needs to be shut down. Because at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with the bigger picture. Cops are violent to black people, and that is a well-known fact. There are racist issues that keep happening all over the country, and there are hate crimes that keep happening all over this country that need to be shut down. We're living in a time where there's Karens all over the internet, which are terrorists in my eyes, because they use their privilege so much that they use the cops as their personal security. All because they don't want to hear that they can't do something, or when they're called out for being wrong. And I'm tired of it. Those Karens need to be penalized. 1, for wasting everybody's time, and number 2, for putting people of color in harm's way, knowing what may happen to them when the cops are called.
It's rude.
No, I said, excuse me, I'm trying to buy something.
You're in America.
So?
You're in America.
So?
A nigger's calling me ignorant.
Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
At the end of the day, we're not asking for much. We're only asking for justice. Protests are created to show leadership that not only are we angry, but that we're not taking it anymore. Time and time again, we see murders by cops, and time again, we see them get off. But we will no longer accept their violent behavior towards black people. These cops need to acknowledge what they've done, create change within their organization, but our politicians need to hold them accountable for their actions. But most importantly, they need to be persecuted and charged for the murders that they've done. Our protests are peaceful, but they've been infiltrated by cops showing up with their negative energy and their violent behavior, but also agitators that have been planted and posing as one of us. But all they do is show up, destroy buildings, they loot businesses, and they tag Black Lives Matters on buildings as if we asked them to do that. And then the media spins it as if the protesters, us, are the violent ones. That's not us. If you're out there protesting and you see it, call it out, record them, and separate them from the rest of us so that it doesn't come back onto us. But thank you for all of our allies showing up. And because of you, our voices are being amplified. And this brings me hope that there may be change this time, because I don't see any other way besides our leadership actually hearing us this time. For the people at home wanting to know how they can help, if you're not able to show up to a protest, support the causes that need your help. Sign petitions, repost things that you see, send emails to the proper people that can really help change, so they hear us, so they know that they have to pay attention to these things. Follow black organizations and black businesses and support them. And also prepare yourself to vote, keeping us in mind. And lastly, I would love it if you guys support the Hands Up Act, which is an act that can persecute cops for harming people once they have been handcuffed, or if their hands are up. I have also listed numerous change.org petitions that I would love you guys to sign for Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, and more. We cannot afford this movement to go without purpose. In the past, when someone has been killed, we hashtag, we use our voices, we cry out, and over time it starts to diminish. But we can't let that happen. We need to keep this momentum. We need to harness this energy for change. Real change. And it's time for us to realize our power. And it's time to get organized. If we withheld our dollar, they would pay attention. If we realize as a community our voting power, they would pay attention. If they realize our voting power with our allies, There's no way they can deny us. So it's time for leaders, whether it's an organizations or group or city leaders or Black Lives Matter leaders, to get together and start strategizing. Let's create a list of demands, whether it's for our cities, mayors, governors, district attorneys, police chiefs, congressmen and women, or for our next presidential candidate. If we get organized and list these things, we're powerful enough to make them pay attention. And that's when real change will happen. I'm positive about it this time because, like I said, this time feels different. This energy feels different. If you're out there, you guys, stay safe. I love you guys so much. Stay amazing, stay proud, stay woke. Peace.